Coast Guard and the Maryland Natural Resources Police are preparing just in case Hurricane Earl decides to push farther inland. ABC 2 News' Christian Schaefer is live tonight with that part of the story. Chris?
Yeah, you know, Kelly, Labor Day weekend is always one of the busiest boating weekends of the year. Take a look back here in the Inner Harbor. The Rusty Scupper Marina has a lot of empty spaces right now. Not sure if a lot of people moved their boats out or took them out of the water. That row you're looking at is usually filled with a lot of smaller boats, even sailboats. Some of the larger boats, they're not going anywhere. They've just been hunkered down in case the storm does come inland. People who go out and get the rescues, boaters in distress, they're always ready. This year, of course, they've got one more thing to worry about.
If you can't take your boat out of the water, the Coast Guard recommends that you secure it with extra lines. That's what they've been doing with their vessels as they wait to see what Hurricane Earl might bring. And once you've gotten your boat secure, Coast Guard officials hope you'll leave it right where it is.
We recommend that during this event that you stay off the water. There's too much to risk.
Too much risk because of shifting tides and the potential for high winds, even if the bulk of Hurricane Earl stays offshore.
We prepare for the worst. All of our vessels are made ready. Our personnel check their equipment. Duty assignments are assigned. And then we proceed with our best available information we have at the time.
If you do take your boat out, you're asked to file what the Coast Guard calls a float plan. Tell someone where you're going and when you expect to be back. Also, wear a life jacket and make sure your radio is working. Cell phones are not always reliable on the water. And don't forget to secure your smaller devices like kayaks and life jackets. An empty floating kayak could bring an unnecessary rescue attempt once the storm is over.
The predictions and the models, we don't want to get too much of a false sense of hope. So we want to, if at all possible, avoid getting underway.
Yeah, that's the advice from the Coast Guard, really. For the next couple of days, just keep it in the dock if you can. The Coast Guard is also taking inventory of the commercial vessels that are docked in the Port of Baltimore. They want to make sure they know what's here, that they have an inventory in case anything has to be moved if the weather gets bad. But right now, there is no indication that the Port of Baltimore will have to be closed. But, of course, they are monitoring the storm just like everybody else. For now, we're live in the Inner Harbor. Christian Schaefer, ABC 2 News.
All right.